It has turned into a fight over who will blink first, with protesting wrestlers on one side and the chief of the Indian Wrestling Federation, Brij Bhushan Singh, on the other. For now, Singh has dug in his heels and has threatened to reveal dark secrets about those protesting against him. Secrets that he claims could trigger a tsunami. However, the wrestlers aren't buying the threats and have made it clear that the dismissal of Singh is only the beginning. They want a complete overhaul of the Wrestling Federation. With the fight playing out in full sight, political parties have been quick to jump in, using the charges to claim a failure of the centre and even calling it a failure of Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. But today, again, wrestler Bajrang Punia reiterated that the protest was for rights and not for Rajniti, and specifically asked political parties like the Congress to not try and hijack their platform.
Modi got to know the gory details of what was happening in the Wrestling Federation of India in October 2021, and Vinesh Fogart is on record to say that she briefed the Prime Minister along with her family. What did he do? Why did he not speak? मुझे ऐसा लगता है इस मामले का सुप्रीम कोर्ट को सुओ मोटो कॉग्निसेंस लेकर बर्खास्त और भंग करना चाहिए फेडरेशन, और एक इंक्वायरी सेटअप करनी चाहिए, क्योंकि इस देश के प्रधानमंत्री भी ये सारी बातें सुनकर चुप क्यों बैठे थे, ये अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ा सवाल।
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी कहते हैं कि तुम हमारी बेटी हो, और कल वही बेटी ये कहती है कि भाई इस देश में बेटी पैदा नहीं होनी चाहिए, तो ये तकलीफ बता सकती है कि उसका फ्यूचर कैसा रहेगा। वो उस डर में, उस धरने प्रदर्शन पे भी जी रही है कि हो सकता है उसकी जान का खतरा हो सकता है उसका खेल करियर है वो बर्बाद कर दिया जाए, पर लेकिन उसका साहस जो है वो बराबर बना हुआ है। तो ये सवाल जो है पूरे देश की तरफ से भी हैं कि इतनी देरी क्यों हो रही है।
पूरा मामला था तो वो बताएंगे वो इस चीज में कि देरी किस बात की है, और जो भी कहते हैं कि जो सकारात्मक कार्रवाई होगी वो होनी चाहिए, उसका भी हम वेट कर रहे हैं।
Now remember, a second round of meeting between wrestlers and the Sports Minister Anurag Thakur is yet to take place. During the first round that happened late at night yesterday, the Sports Ministry agreed to remove the Wrestling Federation chief Brij Bhushan Singh from his post and shift the national camp to Delhi. Yet the stir has not ended. The wrestling chief also remained defiant through the day, even claiming there is no question of him stepping down.
सारी रात से खड़े हैं, लेकिन देख मजबूरी है कि मैं सबको अलग अलग नहीं दे सकता। अभी मैं जब प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करूंगा तो सबको बोलूंगा, और आप लोग भी टहलेंगे घूमेंगे। हरियाणा के कम से कम 300 खिलाड़ी पहुंच चुके हैं, आप उनका बयान लीजिए और खिलाड़ियों का बयान लीजिए, फिर शाम को प्रेस कर।
वही नंदनी में सर?
हाँ, नंदनी में वही चलना है, वही ओपन रहेंगे।
उन्होंने कॉपियां बेची हैं कि सर इस पे कार्रवाई की जाए, हमें टॉर्चर किया जा रहा है, मेंटली हरास हो रहे हैं, फिजिकली असॉल्ट हो रहे हैं हम, लेकिन रेसलिंग फेडरेशन से कभी जवाब भी नहीं आया है। और वो बहुत बड़ा मुद्दा है, वो शिकायत हुई है, वो प्रूफ है हमारे पास, वो लड़कियां आज हमें प्रूफ दे रही हैं फोन करके। मैं किसी स्टेट का नाम नहीं ले सकती क्योंकि लड़कियों की लाइफ डेंजर में है, और वो बहुत बड़ा मुद्दा है। तो अगर कुछ भी अगर सोल्यूशन नहीं निकला तो कल 10 बजे हम यही मिलेंगे।
मारने तक की धमकी देते थे। जब मैं बोल रहा हूँ अगर खिलाड़ी पहले एकजुट हो जाते तो कोई नहीं बोलता। हमारे पास फेडरेशन के स्क्रीन शॉट है जिन्होंने फोर्स किया कि आप ये ट्वीट करिए, आप फेडरेशन के बारे में ये, आप नेताजी के बारे में ये बोलिए। तो वही चीज बोल रहे हैं, जब खिलाड़ियों को मारने तक की धमकी दे रहे हैं तो इससे बुरा समय और क्या होगा। तो दबाव में तो आदमी कुछ भी कर सकता है। दिव्या काकरे ने ट्वीट किया था, फिर डिलीट क्यों कर दिया, उनसे पूछिए आप।
बहुत लंबा सफर तय करके जो अपनी मेहनत पर विश्वास रखती हैं लड़कियां, वो शायद कभी अपने साथ या अपने हालातों के साथ कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं कर सकती। लेकिन मेरे साथ ऐसी स्थितियां हुई तो मैंने अपना रास्ता बदला और उनसे लड़ने की बजाय, क्योंकि मेरे पास लड़ने की उस वक्त ताकत नहीं थी। गंदी मानसिकता वाले लोग, उनका एक ही मकसद होता है कि किस तरीके से लड़की को आप अपने नज़दीक बुला सकते हैं। अगर वो आपके चंगुल में नहीं फंसे तो फिर आप उसको दूसरे तरीके से उसको टीम से नाम काट देंगे। इस तरीके से मेंटल टॉर्चर करना शुरू कर दिया। कुल मुझे अपना 16 साल का कैरियर छोड़ना पड़ा।
Now the wrestlers have also approached the Indian Olympic Association and filed a complaint with them. They basically have put forth 4 demands. The biggest demand, of course, is the resignation of Federation President Brij Bhushan Singh. Second, that complaints of sexual harassment be looked into. Third, that the Wrestling Federation be dissolved and that a new committee be constituted to run affairs of the sport. But the main question now remains, with both sides digging in their heels, how will the impasse end? In fact, we've got big news just coming in right now. Brij Bhushan Singh's Brij Bhushan has confirmed that the Wrestling Federation has submitted the report that has been sought by the Sports Ministry. Remember, 3 days ago, the Sports Ministry had given a 72-hour deadline to the Wrestling Federation of India. And after that 72-hour deadline expired, now that report has been submitted. Amir Haq joining us live. Now that the report is with the Sports Ministry, what are the options in front of Mr. Singh? Amir.
Well, Padmaja, things are not very clear at this moment because obviously, Brij Bhushan Singh is in a fix. He cannot definitely make up his mind whether to tender his resignation or to, make direct allegations against all such wrestlers who've been, making direct allegations and very, very serious ones against him. And therefore, perhaps it seems that he's waiting for the meeting of these protesting wrestlers with the sports ministers to get over, and also the emergent meeting that has been called by the Olympic Association of India, and then perhaps make up his mind about what is to be done. Also, he does not want to take a unilateral decision by himself, because obviously his authority has already been under question ever since these questions have been raised against him, and therefore he perhaps wants the entire federation to sit together, put their minds together, and then take a decision so that it doesn't seem like his own decision, and that the federation comes up with some kind of a solution to this fix that he has been into. And perhaps the WFI president did not imagine that these wrestlers who've been making these allegations against him would be so steadfast as far as their opposition to
absolutely. And the thing is that this is also about propriety. These are very, very serious charges that have been made by sports people who have won medals and honor for our country. Can Brij Bhushan Singh continue in his position despite these charges till an inquiry is complete? And that's exactly why a meeting is taking place, from where Karishma is also reporting live right now. First, tell us, what are you hearing from within the meeting, Karishma? And second, what can the IOA do now?
Well, Padmaja, the meeting is underway here at Anurag Thakur's residence at Akbar Road. All the top wrestlers, of course, inside attending that meeting. Now, what the Sports Ministry is going to offer to these wrestlers is a formation of a 3-member committee, which could be...
Are the people protesting willing to file a complaint with the police? They've gone to the Olympic Association, but these are serious sexual misdemeanor charges. Will the police be brought in?
Well, not as yet, Padmaja. The wrestlers have been asked this question time and again, but they have said that at this moment they do not want to go the police way. One fails to understand why, because these are allegations criminal in nature, but they have still not filed an FIR, and they are shying away from going to the police at this moment. Maybe they are wanting a resolution at the hands of the Indian Olympic Association and the Sports Ministry, and then they are going to see what they need to do next if their demands are not met. But at this moment, they are not willing to go to the police.
We'll keep coming back to you, Amir and Karishma both, because remember, Brij Bhushan Singh since today morning has been threatening a tsunami. However, there hasn't been a ripple so far. So we'll see what the strategy on both sides is. Let me take this across to the guests joining us now. Vaibhav Agarwal, leader of the BJP, president of Yuva India Foundation; Vikram Yadav, wrestler; Rahul Mehra, lawyer in the Supreme Court; Shubhransh Rai, political analyst; and Saira Halim, political analyst and social activist. I want to start with you, Vaibhav Agarwal. How is it proper for Brij Bhushan Singh to sit there and say that मैं लोगों को नंगा कर दूंगा, मैं सुनामी लेते आऊंगा? आपको जो भी सुनामी लानी है, आप पहले पद से निकलिए ना, फिर आप सुनामी लाइए.
Padmaja, I think we're missing the point that how is it proper? I mean, let's find a level playing field here. We are talking about sports, so let's talk that language. How is it proper to say मैं जेल भिजवा दूंगी?
सर बिकॉज क्राइम के लिए लोग जेल जाते हैं.
One second.
Mr. Agarwal, no. So let's put some things very clear.
Law in the country, there is a procedure to be followed.
There is, but there's also something called propriety.
Who is anyone to send anyone to prison?
A complainant is somebody to send someone to prison.
The complainant, you become a complainant when you file a complaint.
So
right
here's the thing. So here's the thing. Yes.
Right now you're a protester.
Yes, you are pointing out a loophole, saying that a police complaint is not there. Now here's my question to that. My question. No. Hold on a second. Sir, hold on a second. Let's be clear. Nobody asked Pawan Kumar Bansal that you should step down as Railways Minister after charges have been proven against you. Pawan Bansal stepped down because his relative was accused of corruption. He stepped down.
You are comparing a private sector. You're comparing a private sector enterprise which has only recognition from the government of the day to a government functionary. The Wrestling Federation of India is not funded by or any other federation.
But sir, I am also comparing corruption to a more serious allegation of sexual harassment. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing, sir. Today we had Vinesh Fogart saying that at least 10 girls have come to her and said that they were being harassed. There are people who said that they contemplated suicide. My point is that here it is a question of abuse of power. It is basically Me Too, because it's a position of power. How can this gentleman continue?
You can say what you want. Hats off to the players that they've brought so much pride to the country. First of all, let's get that straight. Hats off. But doesn't it hurt to the players that the entire world is watching them right now, pulling the country down? Is India a jungle?
I think that is important. With the greatest of respect, sir. No.
Let's get it done.
No. Hold on a second. Okay, let me take this across to Shubhransh Rai. Shubhransh Rai, का कोई कंप्लेंट नहीं है तो क्यों हटे कह रहे हैं वैभव अग्रवाल?
देखिए पद्मजा, भारत की बेटी ने यौन शोषण का आरोप भारतीय जनता पार्टी के सांसद ब्रिज भूषण सिंह पे लगाया है. यौन शोषण का, आप समझ रही मैं कहना क्या चाह रहा हूं? देश की बेटी ने यौन शोषण का आरोप भारतीय जनता पार्टी के सांसद पे लगाया है. इससे पहले उसी हरियाणा में एक देश की बेटी, वहां महिला कोच ने भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कैबिनेट मंत्री संदीप सिंह पर यौन शोषण का आरोप लगाया था. उससे पहले उत्तर प्रदेश में स्वामी चिन्मयानंद और कुलदीप सिंह सेंगर पे भी यौन शोषण का आरोप लगाया था. ये लोग भारतीय जनता पार्टी के पूर्व कैबिनेट मंत्री और वर्तमान विधायक थे उस समय. सवाल ये पैदा होता है कि देश की बेटियां, जो देश का गौरव है, वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी के सांसद, विधायक, केंद्रीय मंत्री, पूर्व केंद्रीय मंत्री पर ही यौन शोषण का आरोप क्यों लगाती हैं? क्या यही नरेंद्र मोदी जी की भाजपा का बेटी बचाओ अभियान है? क्या वो कहना चाहते हैं कि बेटियां जो है वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी के सांसद और विधायकों से बचाओ? ये आरोप बलात्कार का है, ये आरोप जो है यौन शोषण का है. आप समझिए.
ओके, आप कह रहे हैं कि उनको संरक्षण दिया जा रहा है क्योंकि वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी के हैं. एक चीज
आप बदल रही हैं. आप सुनिए, आप एक मिनट मैडम प्लीज सुनिए. गरीब हो या अमीर, इज्जत उसके लिए सर्वोपरि होता है. आप एक बात को साफ शब्दों में समझिए कि एक बेटी ने भारतीय जनता पार्टी के सांसद के ऊपर यौन शोषण का आरोप लगाया है. मुझे नहीं पता कि भारत सरकार के खेल मंत्री अपने बंगले पे कौन सी सेटिंग कर रहे हैं, क्या बात चल रही है. सीधा आरोप लगाया है, जो भारत का शान अभिमान है.
ओके, बिल्कुल. देयर इज नो डाउट अबाउट द फैक्ट दैट दिस इज अबाउट चार्जेस made by women who totally deserve to be heard, and this gentleman should go. But how do you respond, Rahul Mehra, to allegations that this is about politics within the federation, a power struggle?
Please give me a minute and I'll explain you why this man needs to step aside or be forced to step down, and why the government of India is absolutely duty bound and has all the powers under the National Sports Development Code, which is a code which is legal, mandatory and binding as held by the Supreme Court of India. And they have enough powers, and in fact they should invoke those. They have done it in the past for various smaller issues. This is a serious criminal offense which has been committed, and therefore prima facie it needs to be done. So allow me to place 2 points before you. Number one, there is under the National Sports Development Code of India, which is a Government of India document and binding on all national sports federations. It is not for the National Sports Federation or any spokesperson of any party out here to even argue, because it's untenable under law, that these are private bodies which have absolutely no accountability. They might be private societies, but they are representing a country, they're representing India, and they've been held to be discharging public functions, and therefore they are accountable to every citizen of this country, is the law of the land. And this is Government of India's own document. Page 87 of that sports code is a directive from the Government of India dated 12th of August 2010, which clearly mandates that all national sports federation, and Wrestling Federation of India is one such national sports federation, which is recognized by the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India. And this recognition is an annual recognition based on conditions to be and guidelines to be followed. Now, on that page 86, 87, 88, that letter of 12th of August 2010, which is 12 and a half years ago, clearly says that they must have rules and regulations and committees in place for prevention of sexual harassment to be dealt with. Number one, the Wrestling Federation of India doesn't have any such committee. I have been showing this document which is taken from the website of the Wrestling Federation of India, which says that they have a sexual harassment committee, is the big bold letter link which is given on their website. Under that link, they say that this committee shall look into age fraud, shall look into match fixing, and shall look into doping practices along with sexual harassment. First of all, you can't mix the two. And the composition of the committee, they say that the committee shall be called the Ethics Committee. So it is an afterthought when they saw that people are calling them out. They have changed the link of their committee's name to be called, and this is actually fraud on the people of India and the Government of India by the Wrestling Federation of India. The composition of the committee is 4 senior executives, including Secretary of the Federation, Joint Secretary, and 2 executive members, who are all male, and only one Sakshi Malik as the female, when under the Sexual Harassment Act 2013 and also Vishakha guidelines of Supreme Court clearly mandate that the chairperson can't be a male, it has to be a woman, and more than 50% members have to be women. So this is clearly not a sexual harassment
And that is the reason why the wrestlers are also saying...
They need to be suspended, and suspension can only come...
And that is why they are saying that the entire body needs to be disbanded. But here's the thing.
Body, not this gentleman, not this man, but the entire body needs to be disbanded.
That's what the wrestlers are demanding, that the whole body should be disbanded and reconstituted. But again, because Sakshi Malik was brought up by you, Saira Halim, after the meeting, there are people who are saying, sources have said that the issue also is being raised. And now there are camps in this story. There are wrestlers within Uttar Pradesh who are saying this is more about a past struggle. There are those who are asking, since Sakshi Malik was already in this ethics committee, why did she not raise the issues earlier if there were women who were coming to her and complaining? What do you make of that?
So, right, Padmaja, it's like, the Me Too movement, when people started questioning women. Why didn't you talk about it 10 years ago? Why didn't you talk about 5 years ago? The point is, they are very serious sexual harassment charges, and not by one member, multiple members. And we need to understand that wrestling has put India on the world map. Here, we need to look at the safety, security of our women athletes, of our women wrestlers. And if there is an area of concern, it needs to be addressed. And here, when we are talking about the president, I think the president of the WFI needs to take cognizance of what is happening. He needs to take ownership, and he should be the first person to resign with immediate effect. And here, when we're talking about the police, definitely it will be addressed to the police. If these issues are not addressed and resolved internally, then obviously the police is going to come in. That is the next step of escalation. So I think right now the entire WFI needs to be disbanded and reoriented, because here we need to see that the president as a woman, as my other panelists talked about, because here they will be able to understand, empathize what issues and problems.
And there are some red lines that need to be drawn. These are people who have said very clearly, we are not here for a political agenda. We are here to address a rot, and a rot, if it is allowed to fester, is going to decimate the kind of talent that we have in our sport and our wrestling. If we truly mean it when we say that we are proud of them, then we must listen to what they are saying. And Mr. Singh, for starters, and the federation as a second step needs to go. Thanks very much, all gentlemen, Saira Halim, for joining me.